You are watching Agitech Media Network, and this is the man IG. And as you do it, it is for the continent Africa, for the nation Ghana, and the total liberation of the world, whereby each and everyone should see his friend or a neighbor as one people that has different vision and different meaning to all that they do and understand. But commonly, we all have one aim, one goal, to live right, do what is right, and behave right. But before I continue, let me take a famous quote from our brother and friend, Bob Marley, in one of his songs. And he said, "Don't champion the water you cannot swim. Don't champion the water you cannot swim." Is he right? Africa, Ghana, the dream you have, can we overcome it? Is it doable? Yes, it is. It is doable. What does it take? It takes the collective of all Africans, young, old, and everyone. So today, that will be something that you shall look at. But today, let me go to Ghana first, because this is the gateway to Africa. And Ghana, as the gateway to Africa, we are seeing a lot of improvement this dispensation or this political era, what is happening in Ghana and what is going on. But there has been a big argument, a big debate online in the country, and everybody is trying to make something out of it. And I have also taken part to also make my opinion and my voice heard about this, because Ghana is my country. And it will be sad when something happens and I don't also make my contribution. So join me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my TikTok, and let us all come together, reason together, and share the good news. So don't champion a water you cannot swim. Can I tell the president, John Dramani Mahama, don't champion the water you cannot swim? But I believe and know everything that you are doing, every water that you are championing, you can swim them, because they are not more than you. And that's why it needs all of us, or he needs all of us, to rally behind him and set or reset the African agenda, the Ghanaian agenda well, for the good people of the continent and the good people of Ghana. So today, I'm going to look at something important that it is in the public domain, the debate. Renaming of the Kotoka International Airport to its original name, Accra International Airport. Is it important? Why is it important? So these are some of the things that you shall be looking at. And also, you shall be looking at the Ghanaian economy. How now things are going the way it's supposed to be. And the people, especially traders, have refused to comply their own quota or their own part to make sure that prices of goods and services comply with the current rates or the inflation, which we don't say inflation going down basically means price reduction, but it means economic stability. That's what inflation in its simple terms mean. But most Ghanaians or traders are not doing that. It shall also come down. But let me start with the notion of this Accra International Airport. Let me start with this book, Things Fall Apart, by Chinua Achebe, one of the famous African writers. And in the Things Fall Apart, we had Okonkwo, who was the hero, and later on, Okonkwo became the obstacle of Umuofia. And if you read the story carefully, you come to understand that Okonkwo background was from a poor family, but this guy was a hardworking man who was able to lift himself up to a certain level whereby he now deserved to now fight for his community. Okonkwo did well by making sure that he will never let any surrounding community overcome Umuofia, and therefore he stood his ground. But as you know, when power becomes suitable, when power becomes more interesting, when power becomes enjoying, you know, this is where nerves rises up. And you can see that the man before and the man today, lives changes totally, because now he listens to himself more than what people say. And he thinks or feels that the direction he's patting is the right one. Therefore, there are a lot of things that may come a man's way, whereby some may be his strength, some may be his weakness. And that was how Okonkwo later has to flee his community, or ousted to from his community to a different place from where his parents or their mother came from. And what did Okonkwo do? Okonkwo was a warrior who fought for Umuofia to redeem. And he, Okonkwo, said that he would never allow any man born of a woman or any foreigner take his land. Therefore, he did everything right to make sure that he restored Umuofia. But as things go by, pride made Okonkwo fall in his own pit, or became an obstacle to his own life. The reason why I'm giving you this background is how far Ghana has come. During the 1940s or in the 19s, Ghana suffered a lot in politics. In the hands of the whites, then came a group of people, the UGCC, who came together to say that, no, let's find a way and liberate ourselves from this colonialist and make sure that it become independent. How the story went and how things went by, they brought in Kwame Nkrumah, and Kwame Nkrumah came in to support the vision and the mission, because he already, at the time in abroad, was championing the cause for Africa unity. And this way, in most of the things they came together as Pan-Africanists to champion for that African development. Back in Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah studied the people who brought him, understood the ideology and the way they want to carry Ghana along. And he thought it wise that, no, this path cannot lead us to our liberation. Therefore, let's champion a new cause, whereby this cause can give us what we want and who to be. And all the challenges that came about, 1957, Ghana became independent. Now, if you look at the parade, and you look at the big states you have today, there are differences. Ghana political history has become a story, or has become a history whereby we don't seem to get the gist of what led to where we are today. In a family, in a home, there might be somebody doing something right somewhere. But as we know, those who sometimes they conform to the rule of the pretender, they see them to be good. But those who play rigidly or face the issue squarely, they see them to be villain or to be obstacle to the cause that they are championing. So Kwame Nkrumah now gets independence for Ghana, and he now tried to put this in place to make sure that the country stands and become fully independent. Therefore, you saw the many infrastructure, the many development projects that this man brought into the country. But behind the scene, there were these people who were not happy because they thought, and as it happens everywhere, whenever someone helps someone to become who the person is today, they still want to take advantage of the people. Therefore, helpers always want the people that they help to be their slaves. And Kwame Nkrumah didn't buy this idea and became independent. And therefore, since Kwame Nkrumah came to Ghana and he did not conform to the rule or the game of the UGCC and their companions, now became an enemy. And they did everything possible to make sure that they will eliminate this man. And clearly, it came about. Though the thing didn't happen, though clearing Kwame Nkrumah did not happen in the hands of those who thought he has betrayed them, but rather fall in the hands of a soldier who, in some way, might be innocent, but because other forces was pushing him, connived and overthrew Kwame Nkrumah. And Kwame Nkrumah traveled outside the country and could not return home and became a stranger to his own country. Kwame Nkrumah died away from his own country, and even his body to return back to his own home country was denied. People don't want to tell these stories, and when they tell the story, they tell it differently. Yeah, in a man's life, there might be struggles. In a man's life, there might be challenges. In a man's life, there might be a whole lot that may happen. But you look at one thing that makes him stand among all. What was the vision of Kwame Nkrumah? What was the mission of Kwame Nkrumah? And if you compare the then time and today, what can you say from those who argued or criticized him or fought him? What has changed today? So back to the story. Accra International Airport. From history and from those who saw it, who read it, educated us that the Accra International Airport then was an air base during the Second World War. And when Kwame Nkrumah took over the country, he added some infrastructure to the edifice and made it more visible and standard international airport for Ghana. And he then didn't name it Accra, and he then didn't name it Nkrumah International Airport, but rather saw it wise that he was fighting for the nation, and the capital city needs to be elevated. Therefore, he named it after Accra and made it, or maintained the name Accra International Airport. And I ask this question. Somebody who hates me, somebody who destroyed my career, somebody who destroyed my mission, my vision for my people or for a family, and because that deed was good to his enemies, they thought it wise that Kwame Nkrumah was a hero then. Therefore, there's no question about that. But when they come to their side of telling the story, they tell it different. There's one man I recommend and I always bow to, and I will continue to love his contribution for the development and the telling of the story of Kwame Nkrumah. Dr. Lawyer Frimpong Anoche. Papa, God bless you. And I also feel pity and sad for lecturers, professors, doctors in our various universities, especially the public universities, who have turned history down because of their personal or their master's interest, giving us different views. I have listened to people like Dr. Zato. I have listened to people like Lawyer Kofi Bento. I listened to them from TV3, and I also listened to them on Joy News. And for Mr. Kofi Bento, I will not blame him because he has already said openly that for him, during Kenneth Ofori-Attah's issue, he openly said that for him, Kenneth Ofori-Attah in some way has helped him. So for him, he will not stand against him. So anything that comes his way, he's in support. And if you look at his contributions. He's a very fantastic man. I like him. I love him. I don't know him, but I like his contribution because it's not easy coming how far he has gone or he has come as a lawyer and in academics. Dr. Zato, who is also a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, Legon. A very fantastic young man, brilliant and good. But if I was to be their student, I will only perfect myself to write and pass their papers. But anything that they will teach me in their lecture room, I will never take it serious because they are not people that you can trust. And based from the camp that they are coming from, can tell you how these people tell their story. If you listen to lawyer Frimpong Anoche, the way he tells the story, it is clear, open, that yes, Kwame Nkrumah had his own challenges, but that did not deny him of putting Ghana first and putting Africa first. I can say, in the Fourth Republic, a person that has done so well and in his tenure made us feel how governance is all about, I can say ex-President Kufuor. Because within 4 years, he was able to go to HEPIC and quit from HEPIC. Rawlings did his part and others did many. But let's look at this thing carefully. The way we take issues as Ghanaians and deal with them, I ask this question, is it the right way that you do it? Or you do it because of our own personal interest? And if you want to build a nation, how should we develop? And what should you do to make sure that this country that is blessed with a lot of resources is not making impact of all that she has, but rather borrowing has become the cornerstone of the nation? Or have you thought about that? Dr. Lawyer Frimpong Anoche once said, Professor McQuay taught him at the University of Ghana. And he challenged him about some of the history. He taught him about Nkrumah. And these are the people who have championed the cause to change stories, to make sure that they will put Kwame Nkrumah in a dungeon, or they will put him in a pit and cover him, and he will never resurrect again. Lawyer Kofi Bento, Dr. Zato, have you read and have come across the book that Nana Konadu wrote, talking about good books that because they hated Kwame Nkrumah, they destroyed all these things? And even if you go to Legon, I speak with you, how are they championing the dreams and vision of Kwame Nkrumah? But when you go abroad, Kwame Nkrumah is a hero. But in his own country, Kwame Nkrumah is a devil. Kotoka to Accra International Airport. Those who brought the vision and the dream that they should change the name to its original name, I'm in support of that, because even if we name it after Kwame Nkrumah, there will be this chaos, because whoever doesn't like you will never like you, and nothing you do that these people will appreciate you. Therefore, you leave it as it is. So, the MPP and the allies who are trying to give us fake stories about Nkrumah, we have read and we have learned. And I pity some of my own people from Nzema who follow blindly. I'm not in support of any party, whether NDC or MPP, but I'm a Ghanaian and an African. Therefore, I have the right to also share my opinion and my views about some of the things that you do that is crippling the continent, especially our countries, and we are never rising. Because whatever you do, you give a certain kind of idea, a certain kind of notion, a certain kind of notice to your counterpart to find a means to come and manipulate you. And if you look at the way Dr. Zato himself, the last time he was saying that Okudzeto is not supposed to say something against America or something like that, you know, and that was something that was below the belt. Doctor, I will tell you, it was below the belt because every sovereign state decide for him or herself and nobody, whether superior or whatever. Therefore, whenever you are deliberating, discussing, let us put the issue into the right perspective and take the political lens out so that at the end of the day, we make clear, concise discussions. Like Kofi Bento. Yeah, I understand you. And last time I heard you on Newsfile and your explanation, very fantastic. You are a very fantastic man. And I like the way you call. And I say you are one of the people that I learn from, because the way you start your submission and end it is what makes me more like you the more. Paul Ademoche, you have known, is a political bigot, because for him, we know that he's full. And any story that Paul Ademoche will tell us, I don't take him serious. You understand? Because I will choose to listen to Dr. Frimpong Anoche more than listening to Paul Ademoche, because Paul Ademoche, because of where the camp that he's following, he will never tell you the truth, because these people are trying to say that everything that comes from them is good, but everything that comes from the other side is bad. And this is how they have been managing the country. And if I were President Mahama, this is what I also do. The pit that Nana Akufo-Addo dug, the cathedral, if I were him, I will fence it and name it after Nana Akufo-Addo, the legacy of Nana Akufo-Addo, so that anybody or any child that grows, and you shall pass a law that protects it, that no government can ever touch it or do something. And you shall make it an entrenched clause in the constitution that nobody can touch it. But you see, a time will come, this thing will be taken away. So if you are saying that Kotoka is a hero by eliminating Kwame Nkrumah, therefore he deserved his name to be placed on the airport, you ask yourself, will you allow your enemy, your best enemy, to be your friend or to have any association with any of your family members or your children? I don't think you do that. But because of politics, you are trying to play equalization. That is your opinion. I don't have anything against that. But the truth must be told. For Ghana to get its glory, the airport name has to be changed to its original name, Accra International Airport. Because I don't think anybody will entertain his enemy close to him or near him. So, Accra International Airport supposed to remain what it is. Kotoka, MPP, you can also do something for Kotoka and make sure that you give him a befitting. But and I think also that we have history books. We can still write about Kotoka in our history book for the student to read about him, to know who he is. But because today, Kotoka eliminated Nkrumah, because Kotoka eliminated Nkrumah and gave you the mantle to come and rule, and everything that you can see, apart from Kufuor, who I have said, did very well. Every person who has come to lead in the name of the National Liberation Council has taken Ghana backward, because the type of concept, philosophy, ideology that they bring on board doesn't favor the people of Ghana. It doesn't favor Africans. It's rather play a game for their masters. Where's Kenneth Ofori-Atta? If what he did is good, why is he still away and still not challenging?